Greetings and welcome back to Course Party. This time we can take all the horrors that are thrown at us. So let us venture forth to victory. Oh yeah, and in the last episode, not much happened. We survived death, yay! And now, blood on the floor. The floor is stained with a sticky residue, as if something, or more likely someone, were dragged down the hall. Remember last episode who was dragged down the hall? Or rather, flown. There's a metal tool of some sort lying on the ground here. Pick it up. Yes. That's the nail puller. Acquired nail puller. We need it for two things. The splatter is actually here, but not bloody yet. There's a large black stain on the wall. It looks almost organic, but it's not actually wet, and there's no indication as to how it got there. Now that we have the nail puller, we can break open the cabinet as well as open the boys' lavatories in order to get Yuka to relieve herself. Also, we're gonna find Victim's Memoirs Part 3 in here. Door is boarded up. Use the nail puller to remove the boys. Yes.
よし、ゆか、もう我慢しなくて済むぞ。
Yeah, this time the nail puller actually doesn't break immediately. In we go, and yeah.
質がない。参ったな。苦しいよな。俺外に出てるからさ。我慢できないならその辺でしたらどうだ？
Gotta do what you gotta do.
やだ、我慢する。
And yeah, people keep asking, why doesn't she just be in the corner? It's because she doesn't want to. See?
そうか。無理するなよ。仕方ないことなんだから。
And it's not like Satoshi can just say, no, you're gonna be right here while I keep watch. Brothers don't do that. All Satoshi can actually say is, yeah, right that. When you gotta go, you gotta go. So, do it as fast as you can. So, this P predicament isn't actually that ridiculous when you think about it, but... Well, okay, it's still pretty ridiculous. But then again, we're not actually just finding her a place to pee. We're actually trying to find our friends, and we're coming across toilets, so might as well. Though, at this point, no toilets are found that are usable. There's a thick crust of mold and mildew. I do not know what mildew is. I need to look that up. Formed around the edge of the mirror. Just being near it would make anyone feel diseased. Vector of infection. There's a nauseating smell emanating from the drain. Again, what about this one? Mildew and crust. Those who choose to ignore the darkness dwells in the heart of man may be stuck forever in a loop. Oh, this is the same thing. Do not read the victim's memoirs to their conclusion. Again, the same warning. And some people have asked, why don't you just pee in these? Well, look. The urinals are filled with an extremely unsettling amount of blood. Well, okay, that's something, but it's not that bad. Maybe it's dried up. In addition to blood, this particular urinal features a sickening cocktail of vomit and feces. Yeah, not something you wanna be near. Victim's Memoirs, 3 out of 5. Mitsuharu really isn't anywhere to be found, is she? I guess it's true, I'll probably never see him again. But I may have figured out a way of getting in contact with him, at least. He left me a message on the teacher's desk in one of the classrooms. Looks like even when we're in different spaces, we can still communicate that way. But it's not enough. There's no warmth to be felt from the written words alone. I miss our fights, our impromptu wrestling matches, but But it's not just a physical contact. What I want more than anything is to see his face again. I just want to be able to see him around and make small talk, ask him how he's been and what he plans to do after school. Those simple everyday interactions are some of my most precious memories now. What I wouldn't give to have those days back. Funny what runs through your head when you're trying to make frostbitten fingers move without cracking off. Yeah. And that actually is another helpful indication, even though you might not realize it. But it means to check the teachers' desks. Specifically the one Yoshiki and Ayumi used.
正面の音
Yeah. Freak McJeek over here. Taking pictures.
森重、お前無事だったのか。
And looking creepy as ever.
持田、お前も無事だったのか。安心したよ。クラスのやつがいて。
なあ。
He just backed over Yuka. And Morishige over there is looking at us like, oh, I don't know what's so bad about this. This is actually pretty hot.
なんなんだこれ。まさか人の。
見ていられないよね。多分それ人の粉砕死体。胸部の肉が見えたから多分女性。
So you went ahead and checked it thoroughly. Okay then.
嫌なものを見た。吐き気がするよ。
ああ。とにかく無事でよかった。他の奴らにはあったか。
いや、さっき気絶から覚めたばかりで誰とも。
そうか。こっちも妹のユカ以外誰も見ていない。
じゃあマユにも会っていない。
Now we have actually seen Mayu.
ああ。
あいつきっとどこかで震えて泣いてる。
Well, she doesn't have a face to cry with anymore.
俺がそばにいてやらなきゃいけないんだ。
He will be with her in the next chapter, and you will see that then.
確かに。鈴本はきっとお前に会いたいだろうな。どうする？一緒に探すか？
いや、別行動の方が他のやつとの遭遇率も上がるし。
While I don't agree with splitting up, yeah, we don't really want to be with Morishige.
もう少し探してみるよ。
You're especially gonna see a reason why in Book of Shadows.
わかった。じゃあ後で1の A の教室で落ち合おう。
I need to stop pressing Z before I've finished talking. In Book of Shadows, where we can actually play as Morishige.
誰かに会ったらそこに集合するように伝えてくれ。俺たちもそうする。気をつけろよ。
Also decided to say something about Blood Tribe, but I realized that might be a little bit too spoilerish.
わかった。
何あれ、お腹のタコミ。
No, it's rather a person thrown up.
大丈夫だ。
Wall.
見ないようにしよう。さあ行こう。
の人、さっき
行こう。気のせいさ。
Morishige using dynamite over there. The smell of raw human flesh is wafting through the hall. It's extraordinarily strong. Now we go down and we see what that explosion was about. As you can see, the hallway expanded.
廊下が伸びている。
Indeed it did. It's the body of a female student. Attached to her breast pocket is a white student ID name tag. Sasikawa Girls High School Class 3-2. Class 3-4. Mika Naruse. Age 17. Cause of death, skull cracked open with blunt instrument.
千早ちゃん、ナーナちゃん、無事でいて、不甲斐ない先輩でごめん。
We're gonna find Chihaya and Nana in due time. That door is locked. Well, might as well show it to you. Yeah, exit the second wing. The door is locked. But that's okay. We have the nail puller. We can get the cabinet open in 1A. The boy is gone, as he should be. Will still be some time before we get on the wrong end. We are doing good so far. Before we go to 1A, I'm just gonna see what that text was about that we couldn't read earlier. This. Do not make eye contact with the children. Their grudges serve as the ties that hold this school building together and largely account for the dreadful curse placed upon it. When staring such power in the face, your mind will surely wither, and your soul will no doubt be eaten.
子供に食われる。
Yeah, we actually found that out the hard way. So that doesn't help us. And now this. It's the teacher's desk. Looking closely at the teacher's desk, something seems to have been written in the surface in pen.
ゆい先生、迎えに行く。入れ違いでこれを見たら、この場で待ってて。
お兄ちゃん、ゆい先生って。
ああ、このぶしつけな文面は間違いなくヨシキだ。
Yeah, like the victim's memoir said, you can actually communicate through written words with other dimensions.
少なくともあいつとユイ先生は近い場所にいる。
But we couldn't read this earlier, so you need to complete a series of events in order to make them visible.
じゃあ、ここで待ってたら会えるのかな。
そうだな。この次元にいるかどうかわからないけど。
Word seems to have materialized, hovering in the air just above the desk surface, barely perceptible. Unfortunately, the letters are very faint, so you can't quite make sense of them just yet. So they have continued that message. Sitting on one of the shelves behind the glass door is a tiny key. Unfortunately, the cabinet itself seems to be locked. Use the nail puller you found to smash the glass. Yes. Crash. The glass door is now in pieces. The floor all around you. You got the key. Acquired the tiny key. Regrettably, the nail puller broke on impact as well. Seems its usefulness has come to an end. That's a strong class if it's broken metal nail puller. Did this change? Looking closely at the teacher says something. Fortunately, the letters are very faint, so you can just yet. They will become visible later on in the chapter. And because we are gonna come back here anyway, I might as well show you what it says. But it's a text written by Ayumi after she ran away from pulverized Mayu. And we actually see what she has been doing Now we have the tiny key. We can finally get to the second wing. And as you can see, this chapter is rather big, because we have this whole other building to explore. The tiny key seems to fit the block perfectly. Use it? Yes. So the second wing is now unlocked. And this place looks extremely familiar from the chapter 3 intro. This is where Mitsuki ran through.
寒いな。別館があるとは結構広いぞこの学校。大丈夫か？別館にも職員用とかのトイレがあればいいんだから。この柵を越えれば校舎外に出られそうでもな。ただなんだ、この見渡す限りの樹海は校舎の外周をぐるっと囲んでいるようだな。
Yep. That's why I said that the outside
まずはこいつをなんとかしてやらないと。
is not much better. As you can see, it's raining, so you're gonna have a hypothermia or something and freeze to death. And try to venture out in the woods, you get lost forever. Which we will actually see in one of the messages written by the dead later on in the game.
よし、行こう。
Though I don't think there is any instance that you actually see what's in the forest. But I just guess that once you enter, you get lost and you can't find your way out of there. So let's run through here because there is nothing to see here. Second wing. 1F.
なんだこの校舎、空気が一段と重いぞ。
兄ちゃん、痛い。頭が割れそう。
俺もだ。耳鳴りが止まらない。
Strange Annex.
ここは長居するとヤバそうだな。ゆか、お前外で待ってるか？向こうの校舎の方がまだ安全な感じがするぞ。
While she would be safer there, she would not be safe at all because you're not there.
やだ、一緒に行く。一人にしないで。
Plus, when you must pee, it's much better to walk around than stand.
仕方ないか。分かったよ。心配するな。一緒にいるから。
Okay. A funny thing. You cannot go through here, but one character can go through here later on. In 5th chapter, I believe. 2. Ominous. Let's save. It seems I still have time. We're gonna explore a little. Rattle, rattle. Let's go left. Boys' lavatory. Any and all students responsible for damaging these facilities will be severely reprimanded. Another lavatory, but guess what? Again!
ここもダメか。
Inaccessible. Stalls. We're starting to run out of options, Yuka. The stench is unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Well, I wonder what kind of cocktail of feces, vomit, and puke, and blood and everything is in there. The mirror is covered in fuzzy mildew. You can't make much of anything. I still don't know what mildew is. I think it's that white powder thing That's in old buildings. The mirror is covered in fuzzy mildew. You can't make much of anything. Again. Okay. Let us run over here. This victim's memoirs number 4 of 5. A female student's corpse lies sprawled on the floor. There are a couple of scraps of paper from the letter set gently resting atop her bony hand. Luck is fickle, but I still have faith in it. That good luck charm, I know it's stupid, but I truly believe it works. So I know I'll see you again, Mao, and if anyone else finds this letter, please wish her good luck for me. Kaori Kimura, Class 2-4, Lexington High. Now, this is actually rather tedious, but if you read this letter, the 5 out of 5 victim's memoir will block off one ID name tag. If you, however, don't read this, you can get the ID name tag, but you can get the wrong end. So keep that in mind before you read this. We're just gonna read this now. Victim's memoirs 4 out of 5. Cold. Hurts to move fingers. No strength to write on desk. Cannot talk or see friend. Tendon in leg cut. Bleeding badly. That guy is gonna die soon. We are gonna see his despair take over and kill us. Like the last time we ate someone because of that. We go up and up and up. 3rd floor, principal's office, no entry permitted, and not in a while. Based on size, these appear to be the remains of a senior high school student. CC Academy of Girls, Class 3-4. Koito Fujiwara. And a fun fact. Yes. His name is actually not Koito. Or her, I don't know. If you remember in the first chapter, yeah, there is Ryoko Fujiwara. That's the real name, and it's a her. Koito Fujiwara was a body in the first chapter. This is her sister, Ryoko. So, she was 17 years old, and cause of death, found a note with little sister's remains, starved to death while mourning. And we actually found that note in the first chapter with Koito, who got her face smashed in with blunt instrument. Curse lavatory. No unauthorized teasing or trickery. Anyone caught horsing around will be severely punished. Get punished, man. 1. A bunch of gibberish. This will make sense in due time. Heavenly Host Elementary School. Notice of school closure. 18th of October, 1975. Due to the reputation earned from repeated tragic incidents and accidents in and around the school, plans for its abolition have been finalized. There has been a sharp decline in registration and attendance since the initial incidents, indicating to the school board that our time is at an end. We sincerely regret to announce that Heavenly Host Elementary School will close its doors for the last time on November the 18th, 1975. It is through my own vices that this disdainful decision has come to pass, and for that I must offer my deepest apologies to all those. I cannot read. Why do I open my mouth when I can't read? To all who are affected. Filed to all teaching staff, Heavenly Host Elementary School, Principal Takamine Yanaki Hori. Right. We already knew that this place would be shut down. Bunch of horrors await here. You know what? I'm almost out of time for this episode, so why the hell not? When you step on these, you lose health. And this is actually one of the few times you actually lose HP. The other time, I believe, is when you get attacked by the apparition in chapter 1 in the infirmary. So, run around in this bile. Warning, your HP is getting low. To recover health, return to Lit Candle as soon as possible. Run around here a bit until your HP is 0, and you get the worst wrong end in the entire game. That was terrible. But that's a good place to stop this episode. So, again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.